my review for Solidcore Pilates. I went with my friend in the morning in an off-peak class, and for reference, we're not super fit. I go to Core Power Yoga Sculpt sometimes on and off, and she hasn't worked out for 2 years since the pandemic started. Some of the reviews of Solidcore, the girls that have gone, they're all super fit and have abs already. That's not the case for either of us. So this review is from 2 girls who aren't that fit, who went to Pilates Solidcore class. So when you first begin, the room is dark. There was only like 9 of us. We were all in the front row. The music started. Honestly, didn't think the music was anything amazing or special. And then the instructor started giving instructions. It was really hard to hear over the music and just the microphone. There was a lot of feedback. And we first started out with planks, and it was so hard because we didn't know, me and my friend, that you could put your knees down and not do like a full plank on your toes. And the platform moves back. So you're having to hold your body up. It was so hard because of that. She had just said the modification of putting your knees down, then it would have been much easier. But even with the knees down, it was still really hard.
She barely told us any modifications.
Yeah, she didn't tell us any modifications. Actually, the only modifications that we realized we could do were from the girls next to us on our left and right. Personally, in the beginning when we were doing abs, I wasn't really doing it because it was so hard. And I didn't know that you could put your knees on the platform instead of putting your toes to do the plank section. This morning I woke up and oh my god, my abs are so sore. Yesterday my arms were really sore, but today they're really also sore, but just like more. It hurts to even lift it like this. My legs were aching last night. Hips were super sore because we also were walking a lot too. And yesterday, just like the walking after the Pilates, it was just too much. This is my friend still. She's still visiting me.
Still visiting. Hasn't left.
How sore are you post Pilates?
Extremely sore.
My hand is literally shaking because my arm is so sore.
Yeah. Navia's arms are sore. I personally did not do that section. She didn't do the ab section. I did the ab section.
We were split up in the Pilates class because the teacher was like, oh, you guys can just look at the people next to you, because it was so confusing.
The worst class I've ever taken.
It was so confusing.
Maybe it was just the teacher. Also, there was mirrors all in the front so we could all see each other's faces. And I kept trying to make eye contact with her.
I know.
Like, are you going to take a break? She wasn't taking a break.
I don't know why I was pushing myself. I thought, because every time I'd look at her, I would be like, oh, she's not taking a break.
But that's how I felt about you.
Yeah, so we just like really tried our best, especially in the beginning. I mean, me for the planks, I wasn't, but the arms, I was really trying, and now my arms are so sore.
My stomach hurts to talk, hurts to breathe.
Yeah, it just hurts to even talk, breathe, laugh. It hurts to laugh. So Solidcore for me personally was not a repeat, unless I maybe tried another class with a different instructor. Personally, me and my friend also thought, she's laughing in the back, but we also thought that the instructor, we could not hear a thing. Even though she was wearing a microphone, like the music was so loud that we could not hear anything she was saying. And it was just very confusing instructions. The girl on the left of me, she had been to Pilates before, also confused, was looking at me. She was looking at me, and girl, I literally did not know what I was doing. So her looking at me was just like, I don't know what it was even helping her. And then the girl next to me on the right, she actually knew what she was doing, and she was like the only person in the entire class. There were like 9 of us because it was an off-peak class in the morning. She was the only person who knew what she was doing. In terms of repeating the class, again, like I said, I probably wouldn't repeat it because I'm just so sore. And honestly, in comparison, I really liked Yoga Sculpt way better. It's not as hard. And even if it is hard, it's easier to take breaks when you need it. For the Pilates class, it's really hard to take a break because you're on the machine, especially if you're not that many people in the class. I feel like in Yoga Sculpt, it's much more easier to take a break and nobody really cares, and the instructor, they're not really paying attention as much, I feel like. So also they say that you have to show up 10 minutes before and the instructor will show you the machine. So we did, me and my friend did go early, but they didn't really show us anything. We told the teacher it was our first time. She knew, and then she just was like, it's gonna be confusing, just look to the people left and right and I'll also like offer instructions and help. But it was just so hard. The machine part wasn't too hard to understand. It looked more complicated on the website and watching other videos. Following what she was saying was really hard, and even like the text, because they have like a studio experience person who texted me saying like, oh, how was your class? It just was hard and confusing, and I think that's how the first class always is. My friend has done reformer Pilates before and said it was way easier and way different than Solidcore's Pilates class, so I think maybe if I were to try Pilates again, it would be a different studio. Even during the class, it was really hard. My abs were on fire. That was what we first started with, abs. And then we did arms, and my arms were burning the entire time, but that's when I actually tried the hardest, was arms, because it felt doable in the moment, but now my arms are so sore. Even post-class, my arms were so sore, but a day after, it's even worse. And then we did hamstrings, and that one was so hard. My hamstrings were burning the entire time, and I think it was so hard to even stay stable on the machine. We were doing lunges on the platform, and the platform would move, and we were given a stick to hold on to, and honestly I almost fell off the machine. So I think that's another reason why I would probably not go back. Maybe if I had a buddy I would keep going or go one more time, but for now I don't think I will. But if you guys have any questions, let me know and I'll answer them about Solidcore.